Well, a happy Monday to everyone out there. And right on. So I just walked downstairs and I opened up my front door and I had a beautiful package awaiting for me. It was a delivery of 3 bags of whole bean coffee brought to me care of this company right here, beans.com coffee that came. And this subscription service, beans.com, will send you any different type of variety of coffee. There's about 50 roasters that have their different type of coffee available for purchase. It's an e-commerce site. It's very fun, it's interesting. You can read about the various roasters that have their beans on available. And you can pick and choose. There is no commitment. There is no long-term subscription. You can do a subscription or you can simply just buy as you go. Click and pay. 72 hours later, some freshly roasted beans will be sent to the comforts of your doorstep. Coffee was just delivered to my front doorstep. Sent from a roastery called Dune. And I guess this is actually kind of appropriate now that I think about it, because that prolific director, writer, I can't think of his name right now, but he's actually the one that wrote the screenplay or the movie Dune. You know, he just passed away apparently. But anyway, that was like a week or so ago, and I can't remember his name. But Dune was like this incredible like television and movie franchise, and they recreated it with like Denis Villeneuve. I think he was the most recent director when they did the reboot of Dune. They're doing like 3 different series. Like, it's a lot of movies. And the first one, like they released the first Dune release like in COVID, and like it was totally delayed and whatever, that was a thing. And anyway, so here we are. This came from Dune Coffee Roastery, and I got 3 bags, and I'm getting ready to grind it up, brew it, and give a review on the Daily Driver by Dune, available on beans.com. So let's just talk for a second. So as I just mentioned, I had just retrieved. I woke up at around 9:40ish, 9:50ish. I got out of bed like right before 10 o'clock, and I had no coffee. At least actually I do have some coffee, but I don't have all the equipment right now. Like I'm out of my stuff. Like I'm out of my coffee filters. I don't think that I have any ground coffee. I only have whole bean right now. I have like my normal little supply of Trader Joe's of the whole bean. And that's what I like to normally keep around the house, because it's very available. This Trader Joe's, this whole bean medium roast coffee, I drink it. And normally I get it ground in the store because I really don't have a grinder in my house. But I also have been getting some coffee deliveries, in part because of the job that I work in. And .com, it's BEANZ with a Z at the end, beans.com. Anyway, that's what we were talking about in the previous video. So we got this. This came from Santa Barbara, California. And oh my gosh, it smells so good. And I just cannot wait any longer. So again, the dilemma persists in the sense that I don't have great coffee equipment right now. I'm running out of my supplies. So like I don't have any filters. And so we're gonna look at my bar and show what we have and what we might be able to round peg square hole. We might be able to do that without leaving the house. We'll take a look. Right, so this is what I typically brew my coffee in. This is a KitchenAid coffee maker, and I have had this thing for 15 13 years. And it still does a pretty good job, a really pretty good job. Yeah. Yeah, I've had this thing for almost 15 years, and it was my parents before they gave it to me. And I've probably used it every single day for the last 12 and a half years. And I like it a lot. I need to upgrade. I'm probably going to get a Breville. I'm probably going to get the Precision Brewer. But damn, that's been a lifetime investment right there, my friends. Anyway, so we need to get some coffee filters. That's totally however, my filters are junk. Like, I hate to show this to you, but literally, like, I was using, this is a tissue. This is a napkin. It's a paper napkin. I've been out of my coffee filters for like 3-4 days, and I just haven't gone and bought any more. So as you can see in my brew basket here, like, I literally have just been using like paper napkins. So I need to get obviously some new coffee filters, all right? However, we might not even use this today. We might not use this coffee machine, okay? If I had the paper filters, I probably could. I don't want to go through the tissue paper experiment again, but we have this, okay? All right, so this is an espresso machine. You might be asking yourself, well, what in the heck? That thing looks so old, so like janky. Yeah, it's janky. It's janky as shit. I have turned this thing on once in the last 6 months, and it did turn on, and it does heat up. But other than this one time in the last 6 months, I have not turned this espresso machine on probably for about 10 years. And it probably has not really been used for about 25 years. My mom bought this espresso machine when I was probably like 13 years old. And we thought it would be fun to have at the house. And we probably used it like 30, 35, 40 times. But dude, like, look at, this is where we are, 2025. I mean, I've got some old coffee equipment. I don't even have a grinder. Look, this is my blender. I use a Black & Decker blender when I want to grind whole bean coffee. It's not optimal. It's definitely a little bit louder than a normal grinder would be. This does take more time, and it is louder than a normal grinder. So if you're trying to drink the freshest coffee and you have whole bean, you need to get yourself a good grinder. You get it? I really do think that I'm going to try the espresso machine though. We're going to use items A and C. With the coffee bag, that's going to be item D. We'll see how it goes. All right, just so that we're all clear here, this is going to be model MEX18 by Melita. This is our espresso machine. This is what we're going to be demonstrating today. See how this thing fires up, see how it pulls a shot. Okay? All right, so all right, into the blender we go. Okay, so this is why I say that using a blender is less than ideal, is because it takes so long. I'll probably have to blend these coffee beans a minute, at least 60 seconds, in order to get a fine grind on these, you know. So a regular good old like coffee grinder is really what you need. You definitely need to get a good coffee grinder. The best ones on the market are by Breville and by Baratza. Baratza, they do a really, really nice job on their grinders. You can get a great, you know, it's like $75, $80. And then they have another Baratza model, Baratza, and they're out of Italy, and they're fantastic. So we're gonna fire up this Black & Decker, this blender, and it's gonna be so loud. So like, hold on to your asses. Yeah, so this blender is just way too loud, right? So I had to bring it into the bedroom. And this is actually what I've had to do in the past. Like I will not run this blender in my kitchen because it is so loud. But so I bring it into the bedroom, but we're like halfway there on the grind. And literally I've probably ground these coffee beans probably for about 45, 50 seconds. So we're gonna give it another, this would be okay if we were using the drip machine. You know, the grind, it's okay. It's fine. It would be good for drip, but we're going espresso, so I need to go extra fine. So, just gonna show you how loud this thing is, bro. It's pretty fucking loud. Hold on. There's no way to do this, actually. There's no way to do this. I have to apply pressure. Less than ideal. Go buy yourself a grinder. Get a good grinder. Get a Barazza, get a Breville or something as your crux. We just finished it. All right, I think we might be all right with this. All right, let's go have a look. All right, how does it look? It looks pretty fine. It's not espresso fine though. It's really not quite espresso fine. I could probably run it through one more time. I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot. See, it's not super fine, but we'll see what we get. All right, so I would say I've done a good job of transferring the grind from this. I've done a good job getting all this out of here, and I've gotten it in here. And I love my cups. These are made in Vietri, Italy, and they are just hand painted. I've had them for so long. Birdie cups is what we call them. But, you know, I think we're gonna run with it. We're gonna see how this works. And we're gonna give this thing a go. You know, I mean, I've cleaned it up today. I poured some water inside. You know, God, it's an interesting configuration. You know, you go right into the machine, you know, whereas most modern day coffee espresso makers, they have a water tank, a removable plastic water tank, but this goes right into the boiler. If we can even call it that, I guess that's the boiler. This is really heavy duty, heavy steel, stainless steel in there. And yeah, I mean, this thing gets hot and there's a lot of pressure, and the pressure literally, it only has 3 places to go. Ideally, you want the pressure coming out of this. Yeah, so this is where our portafilter is. This is our group head. You know, this is actually kind of a little bit of an overall, just very basic level understanding of an espresso maker's. Hold on, there it is. So we pop the portafilter out, right? We have a filter basket. It's just so simple, you know? It really is simple, but it's what we have. Like the most advanced espresso makers that I work with literally are like a filter basket, a portafilter handle, and a machine with pressure, water, and this even has a steam wand. And this is what I'm gonna be using to tamp. This is my tamper. We'll see how it works. God help us. Espresso Experiment 101. Okay, so I've tamped this about as tightly as I possibly can. Like, this is pretty well tamped. Again, I was using that. I think we're ready to roll. We're just gonna get our nice Atlanta faucet tap water. We're just gonna pour this into the machine. You can hear it. It's gotta be on tight. All right, so I am ready to turn on this espresso machine and see what type of results that we get. Let's have a look. And now we wait. Okay, so it's probably been about 2 minutes since I turned it on, and nothing has come out yet. But it is now, I can hear it significantly, it's heating up, and it is boiling the water as we speak. I feel like there's a lot of energy, it's working really hard to get that water very hot. There's no temperature control. Oh, here we go, we're good. All right, we're pulling a shot. Here we are, we're pulling a shot. I think I put enough in there for like a quad shot. So we're gonna let this fill up until we get to like quad level, which would probably be about 6 ounces, 6 to 8. It's actually coming through okay, you know? This is exactly what I expected, more or less, you know? So far, so good. I'm not really getting any crema. There it is, there's a little crema. Yeah, see? We're rolling. All right, I like what we see. This ain't so bad. I think we're almost there. We'll probably let it go for another 20, 25 seconds. And then we'll stop this shot. This machine, probably 30 years old. Look at that crema. Look at it coming in, man. That's pretty good. All right, we're gonna turn it off. Turn it off. We're gonna release some pressure on the steam. Not too shabby. Ooh, damn it. Damn, is that hot. That is hot. Remind myself not to ever touch the steam wand while it's in use. All right, this is good. We're getting some pressure out of the machine. It's not gonna blow up in our face. Not yet, at least. All right, let's give it a taste. You know, it smells, I don't know, it's got a little fragrance, some type of an aroma. Like black licorice. Like mild black licorice. It's not as hot as I was expecting it to be, but it tastes fine. I mean, with knowing the level of coarseness, that it wasn't incredible, like super really fine. It was, you know, a little bit more of a coarse grind that we used in the blender. Knowing that, I would say that this tastes just fine. Probably, I would have maybe liked to have kept it going because I want more. I want more than just the 4 or 5 ounces. Well, it literally fired right up for the next shot, so that's kind of cool. This little mini shot, this is the second one that I pulled off of this. So this one feels much hotter than the first one. 311 cover band playing The Cure right now. Love song, baby. Like, okay, you know? That's what I'm getting at. But it is kind of a process. It's way too much of a process. And that thing, that machine over there, like Final Takeaway, like that thing, it's just not very modern. It's old, and I don't know that I trust it. But look, if we're gonna be buying an espresso machine, I don't know. That's like a Bambino, honestly. It's like the Breville Bambino. But I would say y'all should be looking at the Empress, the Barista Empress. It has a nice little tamping mechanism on the side. There's one like in an older style. $100. It's a great investment and a good, valuable purchase. Thanks for sticking with me, y'all. Have a great day.